You tell him! You tell him I'm coming! Tell him I'm fucking coming!
Straight out the Brooklyn basement. It's the God Mode Podcast. God Mode Podcast. God Mode Podcast. God Mode Podcast. God Mode Podcast.
Yeah. Welcome back. God Mode Podcast, session 177. Welcome back. So, if you know us, let us get the coordinates in order. Another session with Brooklyn Bob in the building.
How you doing, everybody?
The man who needs no introduction.
I gotta say, we have the best intro from any podcast.
Well,
we do.
I thank you.
We gotta keep that forever. That'll never change. Never change.
That's the theme music.
That's definitely the best intro.
Hey.
I've seen a lot of podcasts, and that's definitely up there.
I'll take that.
I'm not just saying it because it's ours or yours, whatever, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's good. But
Here we go.
yeah, we're definitely getting on this topic. We were just talking about it outside earlier.
Bobby's gonna tell us why he hates time travelers.
No, I don't hate time travelers. If they are real, then I like them because they're real. But these stories online, yo, bunch of fucking bullshit. I mean, you listen to them talk.
Yeah, some of them, and I haven't seen a lot, but enough to where I can cringe a little
What
bit.
bothers me the most is not that the guys telling the time travel stories. We already know that they were sitting in their garage, maybe smoking fucking meth for fucking 5-10 years, came up with some crazy fucking story, and you know somehow was able to get to the right people who were interested in hearing it, and they pull out stupid shit and they have stupid stories. They're fucking bizarre. These stories are so fucking bullshit. It's not even funny. Who I blame are the people that interview them, because they don't ask them the right questions, the common sense fucking questions. Like some guy's telling you he's from the year 2000 fucking 250, you know, and he pulls out a picture and says, "Well, I took a picture of the city and it's all blurry right now. This is what happens all the time." Then 15 fucking guys pop up after that. Say they're time travelers too, and the same problem they have. Forget the fucking picture. I don't want to see a picture of the future. You know what I want to fucking know?
What's that?
Who won the World Series next year? No, I'm being dead fucking serious.
They could prove it that way,
If
too.
a guy came to me in 2020, I want to say to him, name the next fucking 5 presidents after, you know, whatever, this one. Give me the next 20 World Series winners, 20 fucking Super Bowl winners. I wouldn't be interviewing this guy. I would interview him and fucking, you know, give him a, you know, but I would ask him questions, you know, on interview. Tell me who's going to win the Super Bowl next year.
Right.
Okay? Tell me how many touchdowns that Tom Brady's going to have. Tell me who's going to be the next president. Tell me that who's going to get the Academy Awards next year. Tell me when World War III is going to start. Tell me what's going to happen fucking 10 days from now.
Right.
Because, yo, motherfucker, you're from that far ago? You should have the history in. You should have some kind of device, something.
A book? God,
You should have known this shit.
Yeah, or have it on your damn...
Give me something. Give me something. Give me something that happened it's going to happen in my lifetime. One guy said he came from the year like 2080 something. It was like 60 years from. Oh, I think I watched this like 10 years ago. Somebody was like, he was like, I'm from like 70 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know what he said. Some crazy shit. And I was like, okay, so you should know if something dramatic happened.
Yeah, what's going to happen next week that we all don't know about?
Like, I'm a sports guy. You're a music guy, so I'll say it in sports terms. I could say, okay, I remember that year when I don't know when what was it? I say sports wise when the Giants won the Super Bowl against the Patriots. It was a dramatic Super Bowl.
Right.
You know, it was a heavy underdog who won with the last play of the game, pretty much. You know, it just went out to be exciting. I could tell you, you know, the year when Keanu Leonard.
Do your thing, by the way,
What thing?
before you forget.
What thing?
You wanted to share once I sent the link to the thing?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do it in a second.
Yeah.
Like I said, I would put it in a sports term. There were certain sporting events, maybe certain national catastrophes, you know, disasters, anything. You know what I'm saying? They can't name nothing. They always say, "I'm from the year this," you know, "I'm from the year 2155." And I got a picture, and we have this and we have that, and our buildings are this. They kind of give you like bullshit stuff. No one asks the right questions.
What do you mean?
Tell me simple shit.
Do you mean like people? Who are these people? Tell me about these people that are.
I don't know
that
exactly
say they're
who
from
they
the
are.
future.
What?
Who's claiming to be from the future?
I don't know these. There's a bunch of people that did it. I don't know the exact names, but these people have stories about the future.
Well, you know, it reminds me of something I watched today, which is actually relevant to what we're saying. There was an old, I'd say 1960s talk show or something where there was some guy that came on the talk show, some British talk show, and he claimed to telepathically move pages from a book.
Okay.
Like from like turn pages from any book. So they put a phone book in front of him, and he went and he did it.
Okay.
He looked at it and he like waved his hand like this, you know what I mean, like Ryu style, and the page turned, right? So everybody was like, wow, wow, wow. And then there was that guy, I forgot his name, but he'd give somebody like $10,000 if they could prove it. So the guy agreed to do it. You know what the guy did? He put light styrofoam around the yellow pages, and he goes, I bet you there's going to be a gust of air that comes out and moves the page.
Well,
but wait, this guy's like, oh, I'm ready to do it. And he couldn't do it because he knew. So that's, in that same thing, like you're saying, somebody from the future, really, like you're from the future. Why don't you have a book like, you know what I mean, or on your tablet, what's going to happen and how to get ahead real quick.
What I'm saying is that I see a lot of interviews with these time travelers. Even like, I'm not going to get into those topics, but even like the guys who say that they worked with these government officials. Because time travel has something to do with it. What I'm saying is they don't ask them the right question. Like, how do you time travel?
Right.
I never heard a guy say to another. I never saw one of these interviewers say to one of these guys, would you use a time travel? Give me the exact device. How does it fucking work? How does this? How does that? They all have this like fucking. I go inside this room and this machine and they press a button and I could pick what year I want to go. Get the fuck out of here. I want detail, man. I want to know. I want detail. So the people who interview these people, this is why I think it's all bullshit, because they're in on it. And they ain't stupid enough to ask the right questions because nobody has the right answers for it. And that's the bottom. That's it. There's not really much more to say about them. But they're a bunch of bullshitters. But the question, what question would you ask somebody? If somebody told you right now that I'm from the year 2150, what's the first thing you're going to ask them?
Exactly what I asked you before. I says, you're going to have to prove it to me on a weekly basis, maybe an hourly basis. You would have had to have known.
If you had one day. Forget that. No, if you had one day. If the guy was here for 1 hour, say, prove it right now. But you can actually...
Well, here's what I'm saying. If you're from the future and you want to make yourself known and you want to be able to prove it, this is how you do it. You come up and say, in 10 minutes, something's going to fall.
I agree with that. But I would do it differently.
Well, I'm saying, like, but have that information for the first couple of days, if you could see the future or whatever. And then... because presumably they're going to come back in time to do something, to change something. Then, stay on your fucking mission. But before that, if you're trying to talk to me, you're going to have to give me 10 minutes, and the shit's going to have to happen. And when the shit happens, then you and me can talk. But I'm going to need it for a longer amount of time if you want to keep convincing me.
You know why I call time travel bullshit? That means things have to happen twice, and then 3 times before. It means that it keeps on happening. That's
parallel.
That's why I call it bullshit. You know why? Because just say, if I was a time traveler, right? Someone told me right now, hey, Bob, you can go back in time. We're going to send you to this time. I say, no problem. Listen, I'm going to have a problem, man. I talk differently than them. I act differently. They're going to know I'm not from fucking 1700. What day are you sending me to? They might say, we're sending you to fucking June 1st, fucking 1750. Right. We want you to check this shit out. We want you to tell them you're a time traveler. Let's do it right now. Let's say I was from the year 2200. You want me to come right now to 2020? And they said, we're going to go over there. Me, common sense wise, just say, yo, listen, do me a favor. What day you send me? April 10th? All right. Tell me what happens on 11th, 12th, and 13th.
Yeah.
Because if I'm going to go to some people, and I'm going to sit on TV, I'm going to tell people I'm a time traveler. And I'm saying, I'm going to prove it right now. All right? Tomorrow, there's going to be a fucking earthquake in California, and fucking 645 people are going to die. And it's going to cost the government fucking, this much money to fucking fix everything.
Yeah. Shit like that. Yeah. Shit like that.
There's going to, and then the next day, there's going to be a flood in Texas. I would have something to bring to the table.
Give me a spreadsheet on my mind, on my iris that I can read this shit off of, and we're good.
Now listen, I watch these crazy people come up with theories about back in the day and shit. Okay, the past is cool. You You can have all the theories in the world you want. Some of them are actually fucking correct. Some of them started off as when some people came up with theories of the past of what happened in the past. Some people are like, "You're fucking nuts." They used to hang them upside down and burn them alive, But we found they were right.
Heretics.
Yeah, we found they were right now. With these people, they're talking about the future. I'm saying, fucking come on, people, ask them better questions. I am tired of this shit. I'm tired of watching these shows on YouTube. And even the guys from the past, and even these guys work for governments and shit like that.
Right.
When people ask them fucking questions, ask them the right questions. Get to common sense, brother. Stop asking them the bullshit questions. Stop asking them the questions that they want you to ask. Ask the questions that the public wants to hear. Mm-hmm. 100. That's all. That's what it really comes down to.
There's such thing as provable and unprovable.
The interviews suck, man. They fucking pissed me off.
Because, and that's how you know. You're not getting any insightful information. You're getting snake oil.
Yeah.
Like you're getting somebody telling you, I was inside the secret facility and they didn't tell us what this metal was, but it was like, like, you knew. Like, if there's some shit that this metal apparently does, or the way that's the first thing you would have mentioned. Like if the fucking thing glows green, you're not gonna tell me that they let us work with strange things. I'd have been like, it was glowing green.
Yeah, give detail.
That would be something that like would have me going, what? What do you mean it glows green? Like, and you ask questions. No, like it just radiates green, bro.
If you're gonna be the whistleblower, blow the fucking whistle.
Correct. You would know something.
Yeah.
Know something.
Don't hold the whistle in the air and say, this is the whistle. Blow the fucking thing. Tell us what's going on. These time travels come, and no one ever had the audacity to say, hey, what's going to happen next week? You're a time traveler. What's going to happen? Tell me something. Give me a year from now. These time travelers are obviously still living here.
Right.
They say, I came from the year fucking 2,252, and I'm living here now. I got trapped. But I'm a time traveler, and I want to do a video. Okay, start telling me shit. No, they can't though. That's the fucking problem, though, man. Wow. All the records we have now. I'm living here now. I got trapped. Yeah. But I'm just tired of these people. But now with the time travel thing, if you were able to travel back in time,
okay.
Where would you?
Oh, it's a fucking crazy question. How long do I get to stay?
Well, I'm gonna say travel back in time. Let's do it two ways. Travel back in time. In your lifetime, only your lifetime, but also travel back in time to any other generation. Like, how you're what
36.
36. So within the past 36 years, what time would you want to go back to?
Oh, okay, that narrows it down.
Yeah.
In the past 36 years, do I just get to go back, or do I inhabit my old body?
No, the thing is, you get to go back and inhabit your old body, but you can't come back to the normal time now. You can only go back, and you got to stay there and do shit over.
So it's like, do shit over, meaning in my old body, or or knowing what I know in this body?
Well, the only way you could probably time travel is, my theory is,
with the body you have.
No, with conscience.
Heavy.
The only way time travel will be possible, you have to, because everyone thinks that you have a mind. You don't have a mind. You have a conscience. Okay, it's a form of energy. If they can send that energy backwards in time to go back into the old body and take over.
That's that's a deep fucking well, bro.
But the thing
is, this topic is a deep well.
That's where we could prove the point where it's like, remember people used to say, I wish I knew now
what I knew then, what I knew now.
Yeah,
what
exactly.
I know now.
I wish when I was 18 I knew what I knew now.
Yeah.
So imagine you can take your mind right now, your conscience, and go back to when you were 18.
I think that's everyone's dream you're talking
I mean, it is everyone's dream, but the question is...
Think about that.
I mean, the thing is imagine you could do that.
All right, where would I go in my lifetime?
I have my answer.
I'm sure... in fact, I have no doubt you do. Oh, man, if you ask me where... Okay. I would go back to... I'd go back to when I just first came to America.
How old was that?
I was 9 years old. That was 1990.
That's young. It's cool. It's a big waiting time for the drinking age to come. But
yeah, 1992.
Cool. All right.
You know, because if it's within my lifetime that I was just and if I knew what I know now, shit. Whoa. I would be, oh my God, because if I knew, like, are we talking about, do I get to keep my memories and shit? And just go back?
You can keep everything. You know what's going on. You know what to watch out for now in the future. Because now remember, you're a time traveler. You're going back into the future.
Oh my God, I'd
And
make so much money.
You know what's going to happen tomorrow.
I'd make so much money.
Exactly.
I would make so much money so early.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And you're probably going to get deja vu because you're going to think that's something, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you might get up one morning and say, oh, shit, you know, I might
This
be
already
hanging out with this
happened.
girl.
Yeah, and you are.
And you are.
Mm-hmm.
You might be able to get that girl that you could have had.
Right.
That you knew you could have had.
Yeah, that you wanted, but you never tried to or whatever.
A lot of things, man.
Yo, that's a deep dive.
Now, my age, honestly, my age, there's a reason why I'm saying this. I would probably want to go back to the day before. I would say I would want to come back the day after I finished 7th grade and enjoy that summer. Because that's when I was going on 13 years old. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a very important year of your life, where you're going into your 8th grade, and then after that's high school. So I'd prepare myself in 8th grade for high school, because I'd probably do it all. One, I would definitely not smoke a cigarette. That's when I started. I'd probably smoke weed and drink some beer and be a regular kid. Now, if I knew me, it'd be great. I know I'm getting locked up tomorrow, so I'm gonna fucking stay home. You know, shit like that. I would fuck history up.
Well, you can fix all of your mistakes. You would unfuck your history.
Now,
I think that's what everybody wants to do in a
wouldn't it be
situation
cool
like
if you
that.
walk on the block and say, "Oh shit, I remember this. I'm gonna get jumped into rocks." That'd be fucking cool.
Yo, let me turn left here real fast.
Wait, I had a feeling I was caught with a bag of coke here. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck.
Boom. Yeah, boom. You know, I had a fucking feeling I was caught smoking weed here or whatever it was. You know. Hey, I seen my fucking ex-girlfriend. I'd be like, nah, I ain't going home with you tonight. That's
Exactly.
it. You put me in jail 7 months from now. You fuck that shit.
Exactly. I think that's one of like the big wishes to go back in time.
Yeah, 100%.
Now, do you think that it's possible to go forward in time or back in time? Like,
This is my thing.
practically.
I'm gonna tell you right now. There's no way possible for us to go back in time or forward in time, unless it's consciously. Because there would have to be. It's like a DVD player.
Oh.
Like, you have to be able to rewind. You have to keep track of it. Somehow we have to record this. Now we record history. Like, how about this? The way we time travel, believe it or not, is through TV. Through like videos. Cause we save videos and watch them over again. So, you know, in the
We have control over time.
how about this? In the 1920s, if I was to tell somebody in the 1920s, hey man, see this game on, let's say the 1960s, you see this game on TV? I'm going to be able to watch this 30 years from now. Motherfucker, you stupid, man. You're watching it one time and that's it. They don't know. That was all recorded. Now we can watch it. That's kind of a form of time travel. We can watch TV shows and things from a long time ago. Mm-hmm. It's a kind of time travel in a way if you think about it. We're able to save.
It's a way to travel back in time.
Yes. Now, traveling forward in time, there's a reason why you can't travel into the future. You know why?
I actually have something to say before you say that.
Yeah, I'm going to answer the question.
Would you consider this time travel what I'm going to tell you? What if, I'm going to start with that. So it's all hypothetical. What if we had a way, which we don't yet, to cryogenically freeze ourselves and pick a year to come out of it?
Can't do it, they say, right? Because they said your fucking body will
You
freeze.
could eventually,
No.
but look. I started with what if.
Oh, what if? Well, I watched something with
Well, listen, wait, let
yeah.
me finish. So, if you can cryogenically freeze yourself and bring yourself back, guaranteed every time, okay?
It's not time travel, though.
Really?
No.
Time
falling
travel
asleep.
is relative, you know.
You're saying you're falling asleep, though.
Isn't sleeping time travel? I was getting to my point.
Yeah, because it happens faster. I get.
What do you mean faster? Instantly.
I'm saying when you sleep, it doesn't seem like 8 hours. It seems like 8
Is
minutes.
that not time travel?
In a way, it is. Okay, I'll give you that.
So now, amplify it by cryogenically freezing yourself for 30 fucking years. The only risk you're taking is the economy around you collapsing and that capsule just never being, you know.
That and frostbite.
So you take leaps.
All right, so how about
I'm going to
this?
take a 10-year leap.
Let me tell you.
Hold on, let me finish. So you can travel forward in time that way. But now you're going to lose whatever time passed. So, don't like the life you're currently living? It's like an Etch-a-Sketch. You can go and start over 40 years in the future with your investment account that you set up 40 years ago. What's up? You want to grow your money? Like, you know what I mean? So now I can go to sleep for 20 years with some kind of company running where they might pay me X amount, just whatever, for doing nothing, for sleeping. Wake up with fucking $7 million, start over. Right? Is that not time travel?
It is in a way.
And you're predicting the future by putting that money into that savings account.
This is my thing.
You understand what I'm
That's
saying?
a form of time travel. If your body ages, which it possibly would, even though you freeze
In
it.
cryogenic freeze, it would slow down dramatically. You
First
would
of all,
age, but
hold
you're
on.
not that fast.
I want to say something. Number one, this is why I believe time travel in the past or the future is impossible, because it's very common sense. You can't travel into the future because it didn't happen yet. And you can't travel in the past because it already happened. You can only be where you are right now.
Unless you can be frozen.
Now,
Yes.
hold on a second. Ready? If you freeze somebody
Yes.
and they go to sleep,
Yes.
first of all, that cryo freezer thing, it's not actually possible. I watched an astronaut.
Not yet.
Hold on.
Not yet. Is the key word.
Okay, hold on, because that was brought up today, and I watched it on an astronaut from Canada who's been in the International Space Station.
That's got nothing to do with anything
Hold
but
on,
cryogenic
it
freezing.
does, because no, because he was talking about that, about space travel, and he's saying about freezing people, and he said as of right now, it's all in fictional movies. He said it's being talked about, it's being, they're looking into it, but the problem is that when you freeze somebody, right, throughout time,
Can't unfreeze them.
but the whole thing is they're gonna get frostbite. They're gonna get certain things. Like the human body cannot be frozen for that long without having complications. Certain things are gonna happen. Like the cells are gonna freeze.
Agreed, but let me interject by
Hold on.
Let me interject by saying medical science is getting better every day.
It is. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm
Yet,
saying it's,
yet is the word.
Yeah.
Just as I'm saying. Yet.
But if now the thing is, like he said, everyone thinks you're gonna stay the same age. You're not, because your body's still gonna be older. It doesn't matter. If you freeze the body, it might preserve it, but you can't. Not 100 years later. Maybe a month later, a couple of months, I can see them doing that for, but not years later. The thing is, time travel has to be in the speed of light. It has to be. That's why they call it time travel. You're time traveling. It's the speed of light. It's not freezing people. Freezing people is just keeping them on ice for a year or two and bringing them back to life. And who knows the complications after that. If you want to talk about people, time travel, maybe black hole. They believe if you go into a black hole, that the time you get out of that, I don't know what they call it. It's like a wormhole, something like that. The time you get there and back or something like that, if we're able to do it, hundreds of years can go by, on the planet. But with time travel, I think the only way it'd be possible is to do it in your mind. Now, Boris, there is a conspiracy, Boris. You ever hear of Limetown, New York, Boris? Boris.
Do you know how much it cryogenically costs to freeze yourself?
That's after you die. Michael Jackson did that.
No.
Walt Disney did it. You said they did that. Walt
You
Disney
can
did
do that while you're still living.
The thing is, they can't.
I can't bring you back yet.
Exactly.
I know.
So
I know.
right now, it's fictional.
It's not fictional.
It was in the movie.
Half of it is there.
Yes.
Do you know that there are, right now, as I'm looking at it, cryogenically people frozen who believe in technology that much that they're willing to freeze themselves now
All right.
to hopefully be unfrozen later. And you can stay cryogenically frozen for
I know about
while.
this, but it's not-
Apparently,
it has-
I'm trying to fill in the blanks that you don't know.
I'm saying I know about this topic, but it has nothing to do with time travel because
I think it's a form of time travel is what I'm trying to tell you.
No, it's like a coma. You go into a coma, you fall asleep, you still age.
But
hold on, you wake up 5 years later and they tell you,
You don't.
okay, so
In a coma, you age, yes.
all right. So if someone wanted to time travel, right? If the United States said, you know what, we're gonna start a time traveling business. Let's freeze them and put them in a freezer for a year, and we'll wake them up and they'll tell us what happened. No, time travel. I'm talking about where they can send
That's
you.
impractical. I understand.
I'm saying.
And it's relative. Do you know what relative means?
Did you see
Relative means individual.
I know what it
so
means. I know
only
what it
you're
means.
experiencing time travel.
Did you see? Do you ever see the documentary about Tesla and well, there's a lot. There's actually public record about it. Tesla and Einstein when they were working in Limetown, New York. Limetown. Okay. I'm not saying it's true though, but they're saying that they were able to. There was something about some kids. They had to be small because they couldn't put them through a portal or something like that. Tesla and Einstein were fucking out
What?
there. Listen, bro, Philadelphia experiment. Einstein was behind that. With the Navy ship disappearing, making it invisible.
I've seen a documentary.
Okay,
about
I'm
that
not saying it's
bullshit.
true.
I
but
don't think it is.
Hold on, I'm not saying it's true, but they were working on it.
I believe they were, but that right there is a PR campaign.
What I'm saying is the whole story of those guys disappearing. I think those guys were on the boat. I think they died. I think the whole story about them disappearing and coming back was just to keep it like, away from the real story where they all just got electrocuted and died. But they did try to do it. They had boats in the ocean. They were fucking using like some crazy fucking shit.
I'm sure the R&D department was working wonders.
There was stories that they did it on a Navy ship and the fucking thing was like glowed fucking green. And no, that didn't work. It didn't work. And it went off. And all the people on the ship were fucking dead. And they had to lie about it and cover it up because it was an experiment and the people on the ship didn't know.
They just electrified the ship to see if it would go.
Bro, listen, bro, World War II, after World War II was over, they were trying everything to get ahead of people. Besides, I want to go off topic. They said that Einstein and Tesla were working.
So they were sending kids through
Well,
portals.
hold on. No, I don't know if it 100% was kids, though, but they were saying they were able to send people back in, able to send people to, not back in time, not to the future. They're able to send them to Mars.
That's some doom shit you're talking about.
Exactly. But now this has a form of time travel in a way, though. It has it's kind of in the same category because it would be like they're trying to send something to somewhere else without actually using a spaceship.
We're talking about teleportation is what you're talking about.
Yes.
Disassembling and reassembling molecules is what you're talking about.
With that, the reason why there's a picture.
And that's,
there's a picture with Abraham Lincoln when he was president.
Yeah.
It was it was something going on where Abraham Lincoln was talking somewhere someday, and there's a picture of a kid in it, and this kid's wearing like regular clothes and shit, like it looked really out of the ordinary, And then there was also stories of this kid talking. They said that in Limetown, New York. There was a possibility. There was a conspiracy theory. There was rumors that they might have created a time machine. But they only send people back in time, not in the front.
That's the best. That's the best way to manipulate the future.
And the reason why now this is a funny thing though. They say when they had this what's it called, the Civil War or whatever, when George Washington was going to cross the Hudson River, he was going to do it at a certain time. There is a true story of these kids who went to him and told him, "Don't." I think they told him, "Don't cross the river tonight," or something like that. Do it tomorrow. I don't know the exact story, but they told him not to do something, and he didn't do it. He actually listened to them, and in his fucking diaries, he wrote something. George Washington, this is our first president. He wasn't crazy in the head. He was a very smart guy. He fucking started the United States. He wrote that these 3 kids came to me, and I didn't know who they were. And they were telling me something like, don't go tonight because there's troops over there. They'll invade you or something like that. Or maybe go tonight. It'd be sneak attack or whatever it was. They were fucking coming to New York City, bro. You know what I'm saying? It was a fucking war. And these guys, he listened to them. Or maybe he looked into it. And they found that they were telling the truth. And no one knew who these 3 kids were.
Maybe they were... maybe they observed the front lines and said, let's tell them.
Maybe. But maybe when you have people talking about it today, these guys, one guy was saying that he went back in time, and he was the one who, he went back in time and watched Abraham Lincoln speak. But he said when he went back in time, he didn't have no sneakers or something like that. He didn't have his sneakers on, and he had it was weird. And he had to find clothes somewhere and get boots. He had to wear boots like 2 times the size that were bigger than him. And he said that he went there and stuff, and he has pictures and stuff. And he said, if you look at the pictures, that's me. And it's a good story.
Are there pictures available of this guy and Abraham Lincoln?
No, there are pictures from history from like the 1800s and 1900s where people are out of place.
There are. I've seen a few of those, yes.
Now, most of them you can probably say it's something else. Like some lady was holding a square thing.
Yeah, it looked like a phone. Yeah.
And they said, no, that's probably...
At a boxing match, there was another guy. Yeah, I've seen that.
Now, there has been a couple things. But the thing is, the picture from a long time ago with the kid in the crowd, he had like a hoodie on. It was weird. He had like a hoodie on. They didn't make them back then, He was dressed like a person from the 1980s, 1990s, you know what I'm saying? He had like a hoodie on. Now, if that is true, that means maybe just history repeats itself over and over.
See, today you gotta watch, man, because Photoshop is really good.
Great.
It is really good. So it's it makes you double think stuff, you know what I mean? Because you're like, yo, I don't know, man. There might be a chance that this shit right here could be photoshopped. You know what I mean? Like, Photoshop is that good.
Did you ever see the alien video? that one with the aliens talking, and they had the telepathic thing, and the guy is asking him, "Who are you? Where are you from?" And
No.
he tells him where he's from.
No.
And he says to him, they have it on video. They say it's fake, and the alien says to him, where are you from? He goes, Earth. He said, "What do you mean you're from Earth?" And he tells him, "I'm you from the future." Because they evolved to be aliens, and he's basically telling the guy that all these UFOs and alien stuff, it's us coming from the future to tell you not to do something like that.
That's interesting.
Now, if you watch the video, the guy's talking and the alien's talking. That I don't know. He talks like English, but you could barely hear it. It's like a real deep, crickling voice.
It's a good
It's a
theory.
cool video.
It's a good theory in general.
And the thing starts choking.
That the gray aliens are us coming back from the future, and maybe the craft that we're using are actually time machines.
Exactly.
That's very interesting. That's fucking
You know why I
interesting.
agree with that? You know why I agree with that?
You should cut that one out. This is good.
You know what I'm saying? You know why I agree with that? Because if there was a way, I'm not saying it's not possible. I think history is being recorded through energy. I think energy is like it's
String theory.
Yeah, exactly. We'll be able to find it somewhere. But I think if it was possible, it's pretty fucking wild that these UFOs can go from one spot to the other quick.
Blink of an eye type shit.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm saying maybe they're not actually using controls. Maybe they're just doing time travel. Speed it up 5 seconds. We can speed up a YouTube channel in 5 seconds in a second. I can speed up a minute in a second.
So you're saying they manipulate time live?
Meaning if something's following them, they can say,
Flip.
"Oh, yeah," they can hit the button and go, "Let's go. I want to go from here to there. Let's speed up the time." It's already recorded.
That's crazy. That's actually crazy.
It's like they're fast forwarding their movie.
I like that.
The other guy can't fast forward.
I like that a lot.
You know? Mm-hmm. But these UFOs and stuff. I mean, who knows? Maybe they are time travelers. You don't know.
No, you don't.
You don't.
And that's actually a proposable theory. That's good. I like that.
And think about it too. Is there a point from traveling from one planet to another planet or one star system to another star system? If it takes 30,000 years, you're gonna have to time travel to get to around the universe. The universe is too big. You're gonna have to time travel unless
There's a lot of variables to time travel like that.
I'm just saying, but the thing is, if you don't live for a couple of fucking 100,000 years, it wouldn't be worth going from one star system. You know, the next star system is like millions of years away.
You'd need a colony ship.
More than that.
If you're gonna do it in real time, you're gonna need a colony ship and have generations upon generations of people
have to grow
born
food, sanitary,
born and
everything.
die in that ship to reach that destination.
It's generations.
Yes.
Hundreds.
Yes.
One problem though. You can't,
That's real time.
one problem though. You can't have babies in space.
Yes, you could.
You can, but they said it would even
Artificial gravity.
even if you have artificial gravity, they're saying due to the fact of the radiation going through the ship,
Well, that's one thing we don't have a deterrent for. That's why we're not.
it will change the babies. As time goes on, the babies will change. Less gravity on the outside. It still matters what's on the outside.
They might not be able to come to. Yeah, they might not be able to come to a place that has real gravity. But if you have artificial gravity, it'll give it an idea. But I agree. Right now, we don't have the proper shielding, and this is true. We don't have the proper shielding to do interstellar travel because of the radiation that we might incur along the way.
There's a video. It's a video of a kid. It was a cool video. It was just like a animation thing, but it was a video of a kid being born on a spaceship. He lived on a spaceship. That's all he ever knew was looking out the window and just seeing space. And there's another kid in there, and he was telling him, "Come to planet Earth." And he goes, "I can't. He can't. He can't walk around. He can't do anything." He was born in space. His bones.
He was born in 0G. Now you're talking about.
Exactly.
But remember, if there's artificial gravity, the structure will develop just fine because it's made for us to use.
I think it'll be okay for us.
No, it'll be okay for them too. They'll learn gravity.
Throughout time, it won't be a problem.
No, I think psychologically it may be an impact, but I think it won't be a bad one. You know, for the first space kid, they can land on a planet for the first time. I think they'll have a lot more appreciation for something like
They'll
that.
have both capabilities, gravity and non-gravity.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. It can work, but you definitely need 120% artificial gravity because right now in our primitive state in the International Space Station, they have to strap themselves down because they're in 0G.
Yeah.
They have to strap themselves down and they have to do exercises to maintain the muscle
I saw
mass.
this 2 hours a day. You have to do it.
It's
2 hours a day.
it's to maintain muscle mass.
Yeah.
Because what happens when you're in 0G, you don't need all the muscles to hold you up. You don't need all the muscles for the things you would need if gravity was affecting you.
Yeah.
So, grant you, if a baby was born in 0G, it could not come back to Earth.
No.
Could not.
Could not.
So therefore, artificial gravity is key to having kids in space, and if you could achieve that and proper shielding, you could send out a generation's ship.
Yeah. The thing is, the only way we can get from one star... The thing is, from one star system to the next, there's nothing in between. So you can't just stop and get food, resources. So just to travel, you would need a ship that's the size of this planet.
Not really.
Oh, definitely half the size. No, you're gonna need vegetation. You're gonna need water. You're gonna need a natural environment. You're
gonna need something that's maybe a quarter of the size of the moon to be okay.
This is my deal. The only way, I thought about this already. It's bugged out. Everyone keeps on saying we can travel with a spaceship. I say no, assholes.
Make the Earth travel.
No, exactly. Not the Earth. We have to build another planet with a moon and an artificial sun to keep it heated, and it has to rotate the same way the Earth is, where we're involved.
Maintain the gravity.
To put some of us on there and have that planet mechanic. I don't know. I guess we have some kind of system where we can move it and we can travel. Remember, we could travel at hundreds of thousands of miles an hour in space.
Just make sure you don't hit none.
We're not gonna hit none. You know why? Because we're gonna have radar systems. We're gonna have weapons to shoot these things out of the sky. If we come across a fucking asteroid or something like that, we could blow it up. If we're coming at fucking light speed, if we're coming at hundreds of thousands of miles, that thing. These things might just fucking blow up in our atmosphere or fucking bounce off of us. We might change the gravity thing too, because we're going against it now. We're going straight for it. Whatever's in our way might just spread out. Now we're pushing. I think it's the only way we're going to travel throughout space and go a long distance. We're going to have to use planets. And I always say, if we see a planet coming to our solar system, we better believe that it's not a planet. It's something else, and blow it the fuck up. Because they ain't coming here all that way to say hello.
You think that we can blow that up? I doubt it.
Oh, yes, we can in space. Yes, we can. It's called fucking nuclear weapons, bro. We got some big ones. That's it.
You think they'll ever make it to something that traveled across a fucking galaxy to get here?
I mean, I don't know. When I see this UFO shit and like all this shit, I say to myself, I think these things are coming from close by. Because I can see Mars to here. It makes more sense. Pluto. If they can travel at a certain speed, they can get here in 30, 40 days. Maybe 40 days of travel to them is like us going to Manhattan.
Maybe.
It's a joke.
Maybe.
Time goes faster for them, but it's longer, So maybe it's like that for them. Maybe they have something. Maybe they live on this planet. You just don't know where the fuck they are. Maybe they're under the ocean.
Why haven't they revealed themselves? You don't think?
What?
Why don't you think they have revealed themselves yet to us?
Because human beings don't sit down with elephants or tigers or lions to have a conversation and talk to them and try to trade technology.
I bet you if the tiger and the lion were able to talk, we already would have.
That's the thing, though. Remember, when a dog looks at a human, we see a dog.
Right.
When a dog looks at us, they see a dog. You understand in a way?
Mm-hmm.
Because they look at us and say, look at those ugly, disgusting animals. We're better looking.
Yeah.
See, when a dog's fucking another dog, he's not saying, oh, shit, man, I want to fuck that human instead. We're ugly to them. That dog is hot. They speak their own language.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if an alien civilization lives in our oceans or somewhere, they live somewhere close to our planet, and they're fucking millions of years more advanced than us, and they might say, hey, you know what? Out of all the species on planet Earth, those little fucking things that walk around are fucking pretty smart. They build houses and buildings. These guys might be building planets.
Yeah.
Solar system. Maybe they built us. Solar systems.
You think they're just not concerned enough to care?
There's no relation. Well, what are they gonna do with us? Well, everything we're doing, they have done millions of years ago. If right now, for example, I told you we saw those orangutans in Africa that were making spears, and then they're using rocks now as tools. Even though we've seen it, we're excited. Oh, it's pretty cool. But no one's going over there saying, hey, come here, I want to have a conversation with you now.
Right.
Here's nuclear technology. Can you figure this out? Give a fucking monkey nuclear technology. Give him a fucking book of matches. Say, figure it out. He'll figure it out eventually. But it'll take him years, maybe months. What's the point? Now we give him matches, he creates fire. But guess what? He can't make the fucking matches. So once he's done with those 25 matches in that book, it's over for him.
Right.
He's going to say, oh, shit, I have no more left. What do I do? Now, he might remember that and tell stories. Maybe thousands of years later, he'll create them. Won't be nothing like us, but that's what I'm saying. That's how they feel about us. Where are we going to go? We're going to go down there and teach them how to travel at light speed? These motherfuckers are traveling fucking 700 miles per hour in a plane. Mm-hmm. We're traveling light speed.
Right.
This is a big fucking difference.
Very big.
You know, we just built a couple of planets and built a solar system next door. They haven't even seen it yet. You know, we got telescopes that can see fucking billions of miles away. We could travel from one galaxy to the next. We can create black holes. Who the fuck knows what they're creating? Maybe they're creating black holes and they're getting resources and energy. Everyone says, "What's a black hole?" And I say, maybe these motherfuckers created it and they're fucking swallowing up solar systems and taking the energy at the end of it. It's like a plug.
Right.
Goes right through.
Might
like
be
a charge.
powering their whole civilization.
Yeah, they could be sitting.
The other end of a black hole.
How do you know these motherfuckers don't have a whole solar system with 1 million planets, and these black holes are fucking supplying 1 million planets in their solar system? They're just chilling. There's a lot of theories. Now, with it, you know, and I just think about it. There's a good chance they could be time travelers too.
Right.
They could be from my planet. Listen, if you hear those dimension things and those parallel universes, it's pretty fucking wild thinking that everything we did right now already happened.
Yes. Yeah, the parallel universes, that's a wild concept to even try to like.
Imagine that.
Yeah. I try to, and sometimes it hurts my brain.
If you watch that video, this guy asked, they called it the Great War. Not World War III. The alien said the Great War happened or something like that. Or he said war. And the guy said, no, what was the reason for the war? And then he said dogma. He said dogma. That's why
I think I've seen that one.
Yeah, that's why I say it's a bullshit video. Because if I was fucking talking to the alien, first of all, I'd be like, yo, motherfucker, you speaking English? Fucking great. Here we go. Let's go. What happened with the war? Dogma? Okay, cool. Good answer. I like that.
Move up towards me.
Who's the first person to first nuke off? Who was in the war?
Yeah.
What was the war about? What countries were fighting? What happened? Who hit who first?
Right.
They don't ask him that.
Maybe they were afraid to.
Why?
I don't know.
This guy's coming back trying to help you. He's trying to stop nuclear war.
Is that what he said?
That's what he was acting like he was trying to come back and tell us and stop something.
Now, what if he wasn't?
Maybe he wasn't. Maybe he was. The point is that the first in my mind, I would say to him, what day did the nuclear war happen? Why did it happen? Which countries did it happen with? Who set it off first? What can I do to stop this? Mm-hmm. No, they don't ask that. What caused the war? Dogma. Oh, great answer. Cool. Next question. You know, what do you eat? What the fuck are you talking about? Go into detail, you asshole.
Ask him what he eats?
No, I'm just being sarcastic though. But like, ask him a fucking question. How the fuck did you get here? What kind of device did you use?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Some of these interviews with these fucking people, even the UFO people, they're stupid fucking interviews.
Maybe they thought that thing was dying and they better ask it.
It died on air.
Right. Maybe they tried.
Remember it started choking and shit?
I don't remember that part.
Yeah, it started choking. There's one video I like. It shows these little alien guys walking in a tunnel. It's black and white. But what's good about the video is that they had people from, I told you about this, people from Hollywood watched this video.
Right.
Who did like alien movies and like special effects, like real serious fucking shit, $1 million projects, you know, Boris? I mean, these are guys who made like the actual werewolf masks for the werewolf movies, make things move. And
Special effects type shit.
Exactly. And they said there's one problem. He said, our biggest problem was that we always tried to get the face to move like a real face. Like when the eye moves, the eyebrow,
the twitches, the reflexes,
the mouth moves with the nose. He goes, I'm watching this video and they see the thing move its finger, but it's not about the finger moving. You can see up the finger, the vein move, the muscles move with it. And he goes, when he moves his arm, we see other things moving. When he blinks his eyes, everything moves in the whole face.
Right.
And they said, if this was done,
It's very well done.
he said these people would have a job in Hollywood and they would be making fucking millions right away. Everybody would want to get their hands on them because these guys are the fucking shit.
What if it was an audition tape? Can you imagine? And somebody secretly hired the team already?
Maybe
and
it
they're
was.
working in Hollywood. Like, can you imagine it? You
What's
just make
scary-
you decide to make one video and you go, yo, we're gonna scare the shit out of them so good
I want to
that
believe
they'll hire us.
I want to believe the video is real because that tells me that the government has known about it for 50, 60 years and they have it under control because these people are here and they're doing something with them. I want to believe it because I feel that it's believing in it. If what's true is that we're working with them, and I'd rather be working with them than against them.
I agree.
But at the same time, I don't want to believe it because there's not really good evidence out there. Like, I didn't see one of these things.
There's no concrete evidence.
I didn't see one of these things on CNN doing an interview going, you know what I'm saying? That's what I want to see. You know?
You and me both. I think a lot of people
or at
want to
least
see
one
that.
or at least one of our presidents or military guys shaking hands with the fucking thing and saying, we're going to do things peacefully. They're from this star system. No. But they have some videos that are leaked. Like the autopsy video they said was fake. It's already debunked. It's fake.
I believe it's fake.
Bunch of kids
I
did it.
wish it was real, but I believe it's fake.
A bunch of people did it. One of them was done in Russia. It was fake. And another one was done in a college or something like that. It's like a video thing. But they did a good fucking job with this fake. But this one video, I had a couple of UFO videos I seen. And there was a couple of time travelers that I heard stories that sound believable, you know? But this is one video where there's two of them with the same type of thing. There's one video with them walking, and there's another video where they're actually they're talking to, they're filming the thing up to down. And his fucking fingers are moving. And when he moves his fingers, the rest of his arm is moving with it. And I'm saying, unless they had a skin-tight suit on somebody, like a real human.
I think it was animatronics.
They didn't have the technology back then, number one. And number two, if they did, it's not that. These guys do this for a living. To make a finger move and have the whole muscle move in the arm, or to have someone where he moves his mouth and the back of the jaw moves and the top of his head moves and his eyebrow, the top of the head, they have like features and wrinkles and shadows, and you see everything moving in the head. All I'm saying, the only thing that makes it believable to me is when a Hollywood guy gets up, a guy that does special effects, and he just said, listen, I don't know if it's real or not.
Yeah, it's some crazy shit, right?
But if it's real, I would love to sit down. I'd like to know who did this. Because whoever did this is fucking better than any alien movie. E.T.
They
You ever
should,
see
they
E.T.?
should, they should go make some movies.
E.T. Jaws, it's real. It looks real. If you look at E.T., E.T. moves his head around. The rest of his body don't move. You know what I'm saying? If you watch Alien, it's good. Like, you know, the jaw will move or the teeth will come out, but other things don't move with it. This fucking thing, when this thing blinked his eye, his whole face moved with it.
Right.
It's fucking wild. The thing, it was the fingers and the blinking of the eyes that really caught this guy's attention. Because those were like, because they try to do it themselves. He said, he goes, when I make my movies, I'm trying to make the whole face move with it. They showed the werewolf movie when his teeth were coming out. They wanted the top of his head to move with it, you know, make it look more realistic. They talk about certain things. And from that guy's, this is a guy who did werewolf movies. He did Nightmare on Elm Street. These guys did...
Yeah, like real good effects, yeah.
Yes. They did E.T., they did, you know, these are popular movies.
Right.
Dinosaur movies.
Right.
I mean, these guys made clay moves, you know what I'm saying? This is not a joke. So whoever did this, when this video was made, it's saying it's from the 1950s. So in the 1950s, they're making Godzilla clay movies.
Now, was this carbon dated to the 50s, or could it be a hoax
Actually,
from today?
It's a very good question.
That looked like it was
Hold
from
on.
the 50s.
The video that it's on, they don't have it on a YouTube channel. Now it's on YouTube though. When they first obtained this footage, it was on one of those old
The film reels.
the film. And they said the film that was used, they said, like, it was actually on the film. The guy who got it, and he walked. They had the film thing next to him. He looked at the film. They had a professional look at it and said this film was only used in the 1950s. They started using different, because when film first
so
came
it was
out,
proven that it was in the 50s.
the film is the carbon date on the film. This was filmed from the 1950s. The question is, were they able to use 1950s film to film that in the 2000s?
Good question.
Now,
Well,
it's hard to prove.
Now, my next question would be,
But it's
how
definitely-
long does film keep preserved?
if you preserve it in the right places, I think film can last. Don't quote me on this. I think it can last up to 100 years, maybe a little shorter.
So they're still within their window.
I think when they came out with this in the 2000s, I think they were within 40-something years.
Reason I say, like, if they had
Maybe hundreds of years.
unused film,
Yes.
and then they got an old machine and they recorded it.
You can use that. You can do that.
You know, it could be a really good hoax that way.
Be a phenomenal hoax. Now, in order to obtain that film 50 years later, the actual real film, it's not impossible. I'm sure people have antiques.
Like archives and shit.
Yeah. But I do know that we do have films. I think now we have it in the in a computer now. But back in the day, they were storing films, all the good movies and stuff. The government does it. They have it in that those mountains or whatever. They store a lot of shit there, but they store our history. They have paintings there, artists. They have like the original stuff. They store it in these places, military facilities. They do have our films. Mm-hmm. They have all of them. Mm-hmm. Every sitcom, every big movie, they have multiple of them. They might have 20 of these things stashed away somewhere. So if anything ever happened, they have books there. You know, if it's our history. So if a nuclear war ever happened, at least they have all these records and they can, continue on civilization. And
they have one of those for plants.
They have it for also they have it for they have a DNA thing, not DNA thing. They have a for seeds.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, they have one. Know they have it? Antarctica.
Yeah.
Fucking wild.
Yeah, I've seen the facility.
They have every fucking plant.
Every conceivable.
But they have like thousands of them of each one.
Millions.
So they know why that's out there, right? I believe that's out there because they have a feeling. No, people don't realize when Antarctica, when the ice things melt, it's gonna flood everywhere else, but it's not gonna flood Antarctica, maybe. So that's a deal. I found out how much ice is on top. 2 miles of ice.
2 miles of ice?
Yes, majority of the island, 2 miles of ice. Some places
what's underneath?
Well, obviously bedrock and land, and they found lakes. They found a lake. It's called Lake Vostok. They said it's bigger than.
Oh, that's it's been around.
Yeah, they said it's the size of. I think it's the size of Lake Ontario or something like that. It's fucking huge. But they found a bunch of lakes. How they found the lakes is that they noticed the ice on top was a little bit lower, and it was like a circle.
Right.
So they found these circles everywhere, these little imprints, and they started doing using technology and through the satellites and looking through, and they found out there were lakes there.
That's crazy. And
guess what? This is the craziest part.
Prehistoric life, baby.
Whatever's under that lake has been there, I think, for 40-something million years. So if there's like an octopus in there, that lake, there's no way out. Maybe there is tunnels or caves where they can travel. No, there probably are.
Not up.
What I'm saying is that they might be stuck under that ice sheet for 45 million years.
However, yeah.
You don't know what's under there, intelligent. And guess what?
If it's intelligent, it's the question.
No, there's intelligent life down there.
You don't know that. Might be cellular life, maybe, but not intelligence is very.
You know that Russian story?
They would have gotten out if they were intelligent.
You're Russian. You should know the story with the octopus, the Russian story. No. Lake Vostok. They drilled down. They sent divers down there, and they were attacked by an octopus.
You told me that story.
Yes. Now, is it true? I don't know. Great story though. Really fun to watch. Really interesting to entertain. But they do say that there are like an octopus type down there under this ice, guaranteed. And they said if they are, they're probably the number one predator under that ice is going to be intelligent because that's their environment. They lived there for 45 million.
But not intelligent enough.
Not to build a computer.
Right.
A car.
Right.
But the thing is
that not much of a threat just yet.
Not a threat to us, but now what if
the study case?
Listen to me now. What if that ice was to melt or just enough where it gave a pathway to the ocean, and a couple of hundred of these things got out into the ocean, and they were giant octopuses, and they ate everything, and they were fucking phenomenal hunters.
Possibly.
Maybe they hunted in packs.
Yeah.
You know what's under the ice? What if a bacteria or a plague? The most scariest thing about the ice melting is not flooding the oceans, not flooding the coastlines. There could be bacteria under that ice from 5 million years ago that we cannot be immune to that could wipe us out.
Sure
That's what
can.
they're really scared about.
Sure fucking can.
That's why when they drill those holes and shit, they keep that shit frozen. They're checking that shit out when they bring it back.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know when they drilled the holes into the ice, did everything they possibly could so they wouldn't contaminate under the ice because they were scared that they were going to kill the life down there.
Right.
Because the common cold up here, the common bacteria up here, will destroy all the life in there.
It's possible. Yes.
And then you have a problem down there.
Yes.
Now it's worth nothing. They have video footage of the life down there. It's pretty fucking wild, bro. They have like fish that it's pitch dark down there. Everything glows.
Bioluminescence.
What if the darkness is like light to them and to us?
That has to be because they're used to it.
Yeah.
They have to adapt.
They can see. But what if they can see in the dark? Like how we see in the light.
Yeah, it's possible.
If they came up to the light, they'd be blind.
Well, because they probably orient more by sound than by light.
Yeah.
Because there's no light.
What if there's a What if there is a civilization in Antarctica that nobody knows about? It's a big continent. Nobody can go there for fucking thousands of years because of the ice. What if whatever was here? Listen, that Admiral Byrd story, Admiral Richard Byrd or something like that. He said that when he flew over Antarctica, he flew over a part that looked like trees and grass and green. It was like, you know, like a canyon. And he said that it looked like it was just beautiful there. Like, you know, it was like a regular place. It was warm and stuff, you know. And they just flew over. What if it's possible?
That what? There's a warm place in Antarctica?
People live in Alaska. They live there. There's hundreds of thousands of people living there. They learn to adapt. They have factories there. They got electricity. They're living just fine. They have their rough days. But if they were doing it there for millions of years, you don't know.
It's another theory.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no knowledge of what, you know, what possibly could be, but in theory, yeah.
There was, after World War II was over, there was Navy ships went down there. They said it was an expedition, but they brought like a bunch of destroyers down there, like Navy ships and stuff, like a whole fucking fleet. And they said there was like 1,500 people killed or something like that. Things were sunk and shit. And when they came back, they tried saying that it was German U-boats. But the war was over for probably a year or two already. You know what I'm saying? No. They were looking for German bases down there. They said they got attacked by something. They said, but Admiral Byrd left. And he came back. And, you know, in his diaries, he says different things. He says flying ships that can go from the north and the south in seconds. Now, you saw they came out with that guy, finally that Navy pilot came out, and he said the same thing. He was following the UFO. He talks about chasing the thing and checking it out. He's seen the fucking thing. This guy's a 20-year fucking experienced pilot. Fought in wars. He was good enough to drop bombs on Iraq and Afghanistan. I think he's good enough to say, I know what I seen in the air.
Right.
So, I mean, there are some stories out there. There's a lot of stories. The most stories for UFOs is the Navy. Everything's happening near the water.
Or on the water, yeah.
Basically, coastlines, water, you know? Which makes me think maybe water is what they use for their ships. You know? It's a good conductor of energy, you know, water. Think about it. Electricity,
Yes.
you know?
Yes.
So,
Might be their internet.
it could be anything. It could be how they survive. Maybe they drink it. Maybe they eat it. Maybe they like fish. What's the first thing we would do if we're to another planet? We find an ocean. What if they had fish like us? Something similar. And we can eat it and live. The first thing we're going to eat is the fish. Yeah. It's the easiest thing to catch. We don't want to catch land animals. We're going to catch fish. We'll sit in the ocean, make a net. They're going to fucking swim into it, and we're going to catch them by the hundreds.
Yeah.
Why chase a water buffalo around and shoot with arrows and guns? Fish is easy. You put a net in the water, boom. You got
Yeah.
fucking 20 of them. So, what if there is something down in Antarctica and they eat the fish? What else? I think there's something down there.
Like what kind of thing what do you think is down there?
I don't think. I'll be honest. I don't think there's any aliens down there. I don't think there's anything living down there. Like, I don't think there's any civilization that's any kind of alien. I think it's all bullshit alien
But
base.
an apex predator, maybe.
No. What I think is that the ice is 2 miles thick. There's millions of years of history under that ice.
Right.
I think there's things under the ice, and we know about it. The problem is that's very far under the ice, and we have to find a way. We can't just dig the ice out and just You know, we might have found it could be pyramids down there. It could be a civilization under that ice, like ancient ruins. So we know are there, but we can't get to them yet. And we're over there trying to figure a way to do it where it wouldn't hurt our planet. You can't just dig holes in the ice over there and start breaking shit. Things start floating away, things melt. You know what I'm saying?
No, don't agree with that.
No, what I'm saying is that
They drill through the ice carefully.
they drill holes that are the size of if something's encased in ice, where it's all ice covering it. Remember, it's all ice covering it. Just say there's a giant structure down there. It's the size of the pyramids. You can't just dig up all that ice and go down there. It's not like that. Not that easy, you know?
Drill it.
Drill it what, though? In the 2 miles we're talking about. It's a lot of drilling.
Yeah.
You
You
gotta
drill for oil that's longer
all
than
right.
that.
And where do you drill to?
What do you mean?
You drill to the top of the pyramid. What happens next? You go down there and look at it? No.
Yeah. You send something down there to look at it. Yeah.
But what, to the top? You want to get in the thing. Understand?
Drill further.
But if there's a pyramid under the ice, it's like this.
Yeah.
And there's all ice on top of it from side to side
Yeah.
to the top.
Yeah.
You're going to drill down. You got to find an opening first.
Once you get to it, then you start melting it underneath and pumping the water out.
I don't know how that would go. I mean, that's talking about a 2 mile system to dump
Yeah.
water. I mean, no, it's definitely doable.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that it would be more
Totally.
it'd be more cost effective to say, hey, we got to find the opening in this thing without going down there because you can't go down there.
But how are you going to find the opening without excavating the whole thing? I'm offering you that excavation.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Because first you start once you get to it, you start branching out around it and melting that ice to
I
make
agree
a
with that.
cavern
I agree with that.
and pump the water out as you're doing it. After when it's all dry, you send fucking robots down there,
I agree with that.
and then you look for openings.
I agree with that. I'm not saying it's a
That's
bad
it.
idea. But I'm saying for them to do that,
It's the most practical.
yeah, but for them to do that, it would probably, because remember, you don't know if there's running water down there too, so you don't know what's gonna happen if you start doing that. It's a lot more than just saying to do it. If this thing, if they,
No question.
yeah, if they found structures 2 miles under that ice, and they have to get to it, it's gonna be a project that's gonna take probably maybe they could have been for 60, 70 years doing
No,
this shit.
not at all.
Yeah,
They
bro.
can get through that in months. What are you talking about?
They can get through it in months.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they might want to get through it in a different way than we're talking about.
Yeah, okay, so maybe a year, 2, 3. At
Could be.
best.
Could be. Could be.
If they
That's it.
concentrate on doing that and there's a
Could be.
plan to do it,
Yeah.
then yeah,
You know,
it's gonna
could
be quick.
They did drill down to Lake Warsack. I told you they drilled down to that. And they took fucking videos and they got samples and shit.
See? So?
Fucking wild shit. man.
Yeah, bro.
You're talking about living species that have never seen us. We have never seen them. You know?
It's like going to space. It's like finding aliens.
To me, it's kind of like going back in time.
Because it is.
It is. You're going back to 45 million years.
You're
Check
going
it out.
back to where that part of the ocean split from the other part of the ocean and became its own ocean.
You know what's the coolest fucking thing, bro? That always bugs me out.
Mm.
And one guy said it. If there was an alien civilization 45 million light years away, and they had a telescope, they were able to see us and look on our planet, they would still be seeing the dinosaurs
Yeah.
because of how long
How
it takes
long it takes.
the
Yep.
light to travel.
Absolutely right.
And I'm saying, wow. So, would the same happen to us if we're looking on planets right now and looking for life and we don't see nothing, we don't see certain, because they can look at like, you know, the kind of, they have hydrogen, all that kind of shit. Maybe there is life there. It's just that whatever we're seeing is from, you know, a long
Yeah, an
time
echo
ago.
from a long time ago.
Maybe we have our numbers wrong.
Well, not in our solar system. Mathematically, no.
No, we're good.
Further out, we just can't see the details.
We see light.
You know.
It's light coming
Yeah.
towards us. Yo, maybe everything's about light. Everything's about light.
Damn right.
Everything's about light.
Well, light is energy.
Light is everything.
Transition of energy.
It's everything. Look behind you right now. That city right there. It's full of lights.
Mm.
We're all about light. At nighttime, we want to light things up. In daytime, we're just cool with everything. But when it turns nighttime, we gotta light everything up. It's true though.
Yeah, it's us.
We have lights on everything. We have lights on our cell phones, light on our cars, light on our houses, right?
Didn't used to be this way.
No, it always was. We always used fire, torches, lanterns. We always wanted light. There's something. Light is the answer to everything. The question is, what is light?
I like that. I like that.
What is light?
Energy. Potential
Yes.
energy being burnt up.
Yeah.
That's light.
So everything in the universe
Potential energy.
has to do with light. Everything we see is light.
Yeah.
So if we see something, we're interested into it. So it has to be energy. You're right.
It's all energy.
So
There's invisible energy holding the planets together, holding the solar system's dark matter,
now,
for instance.
my question,
You know.
if we want to travel light speed, if we want to go back in time or in the future, we got to travel more than light speed, maybe. Maybe light speed is like the normal travel for light. Maybe we got to travel like light, I don't know, maybe 1,000 times light speeds to get back in time or get forward in time. Because light speed could just be the normal for everybody. That's their physics. The light travels at light speed. If we want to beat that light, we got to travel faster than that light.
Exactly. Because traveling light speed is 1-to-1. You still haven't beaten it.
Exactly. It's just it's normal.
Yeah, it's
Everything's traveling at light
well,
speed.
it's 1-to-1.
Like, how about this? When we look at a star, right? The universe is expanding, right? And some of these stars are moving away at light speed, right? Wait, this is our planet, Boris, right? And this is the star system. And we're moving away from each other, but we're trying to find a way to get there. Doesn't that suck? At light speed.
Yeah.
We can't even travel light speed. How are we getting there?
Exactly. I know exactly what you're talking
What's the
about.
point of going?
Shit, you'd have to have some serious speed.
You would need, even if you went 2 times the speed of light, you probably wouldn't get there fast enough. It would, if you had to go, like thousands of times the speed, maybe millions of times the speed of light to get there while it's happening now.
And on that note,
Yep.
let's take a nice little cigarette break. And
Time travel is bullshit right now.
so we're going to time travel for about 2 minutes. And be right back.